What if I told you that some of America's most influential secret keepers didn't serve in the Oval Office, but grew up in it? The children of former U.S. presidents, all raised amid power, scrutiny, and history, chose extraordinary, often controversial paths. From forging film careers in Hollywood to quietly influencing global health policy, their lives now speak louder than any political legacy. Today, on Inside Their World, we expose where they are now and why their stories will blow your mind. But before we begin, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and let's dive into the hidden worlds of these once first kids. 1. Caroline Kennedy, from tragedy to diplomat. Born in 1957, Caroline Kennedy is the only surviving child of President John F. Kennedy and First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy. Her life was marked by tragedy at an early age when her father was assassinated in 1963, just days before her 6th birthday. Growing up in the public eye as America's last living link to the iconic Kennedy legacy, Caroline could have easily chosen a quiet life of privilege or faded into the background. Instead, she embraced education and public service. Caroline earned her undergraduate degree from Harvard University and later received her law degree from Columbia University. Rather than pursuing fame or politics directly, she focused on diplomacy, historical preservation, and literature. She has authored several best-selling books on constitutional law, American history, and poetry, keeping her father's ideals alive. Her diplomatic career began with her appointment as U.S. Ambassador to Japan from 2013 to 2017, where she played a key role in strengthening U.S.-Japan relations. In 2022, under President Biden, she became U.S. Ambassador to Australia, representing American interests in the Asia-Pacific. Her decision to return to public service in 2025 reflects her lifelong commitment to diplomacy and preserving her family's profound legacy of leadership. 2. George W. Bush's kids. Silent, selective paths. Former President George W. Bush's eldest son, George P. Bush, chose to follow in his family's political footsteps, but with a modern twist. He served as the Texas Land Commissioner from 2015 to 2023, managing public lands, disaster recovery, and veteran services across the state. Though he once aimed for higher office, including an unsuccessful bid for Texas Attorney General, George P. represented a new generation of the Bush political dynasty, one that sought to connect with younger, more diverse voters in Texas. Meanwhile, his aunt, Dorothy Bush Koch, took a very different path. Instead of entering the political arena, she devoted her life to nonprofit work and philanthropy. Dorothy co-chaired the Barbara Bush Foundation for Family Literacy, a cause deeply personal to the Bush family, championing nationwide reading programs and educational access for disadvantaged communities. Unlike other presidential children who often become instant celebrities, the Bush siblings deliberately avoided constant media attention. Their work in public policy, authorship, fundraising, and community service has quietly left a lasting impact. Their story shows that growing up in the White House doesn't always lead to tabloid fame. It can lead to a life of meaningful, behind-the-scenes influence that still shapes American society today. 3. Chelsea Clinton, Global Health and Family Ties. Educated at Stanford, Oxford, and Columbia, Chelsea Clinton became vice chair of the Clinton Foundation and spearheaded global health initiatives, working with UNICEF, WHO, and the Gates Foundation. She's also an NBC correspondent and author of award-winning children's books. Juggling advocacy, media, and motherhood, Chelsea is shaping the narrative of informed activism, marching under her parents' banner, but forging her own. 4. The Obama sisters, reinventing privacy and identity, 2 daughters from the White House, Malia, 26, and Sasha, 24, Obama. Malia, a Harvard grad, bravely entered Hollywood. Dropping her last name professionally, Malia Ann, she wrote for Swarm, directed The Heart at Sundance 2024, all while escaping the powerful magnet of Obama. Her film endeavors reflect authenticity, and Michelle Obama described her as stubborn, about earning respect like everyone else. Sasha, quieter but equally driven, earned a USC sociology degree in 2023 and moved to LA with Malia, testing the waters of independence. Described as witty and confident, she stays out of the spotlight. Yet recent family photos celebrating her 24th birthday revealed her poised adulthood, embraced by proud parents. Their mother, Michelle, now 61, has spoken candidly about needing therapy as an empty nester and recalling how teenage privacy was nearly impossible amid White House paparazzi. Their story? A testament to reclaiming life beyond the first daughter title, choosing art, autonomy, and authenticity amidst generational legacy. 5. Trump offspring. Influence, media, and business. Barron, the youngest, transitioned from global news crew favorite to a private student and NYU business student, co-founding real estate projects in 2024 before they dissolved with his father's return. Ivanka, once a White House advisor, now resides in Miami with her 3 children, hosting, brand building, and quietly influencing conservative circles. Eric continues running family real estate ventures and launched a crypto initiative. Donald Jr. remains a GOP heavy hitter in campaign trails, while Tiffany, a Georgetown law grad, embraces life in Miami and readies for motherhood. And new to the scene, Lara Trump, Don Jr.'s wife, hosted a Fox News show in early 2025, ran RNC, and even released country music singles, fully entrenched in political media power. This Trump clan? They didn't vanish. They recalibrated, still wielding influence in politics, media, and business long after leaving the White House. 6. Other former first kids. A hidden gallery. Unlike many presidential children who fade quietly into private life, Amy Carter, daughter of former President Jimmy Carter, took a bold and controversial path. As a child, she lived in the White House from 1907 to 1981, shielded from politics. But adulthood revealed a different side. Amy became a fierce activist, speaking out on global issues like apartheid, U.S. foreign policy, and CIA recruitment on college campuses. Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, she participated in protests, was arrested during sit-ins, and never hesitated to challenge her own government's actions. Her activism sparked media backlash, but also inspired a generation of young people to question authority. 7. Why these stories matter. These aren't celebrity biographies. They're case studies in power, legacy, and identity, pressure versus privacy. Growing up under constant scrutiny can either launch a public career or encourage intentional escape. Legacy versus independence. Some lean into their family brand, others sprint in the opposite direction to prove themselves. Influence versus plus authenticity. Not all seek the spotlight. Many channel influence into activism, diplomacy, or art. Politics versus private lives. Even when out of office, former first families redefine American priorities through film, policy, or philanthropy. These stories matter because they reveal how power shapes the next generation, not just politically, but culturally. So, what does it mean to grow up as the president's kid? For some, it meant stepping onto global stages. For others, it was a quiet retreat into normalcy, or a fierce struggle for self-definition. The children of former presidents aren't just relics of history, they're architects of the future. Comment below, which path surprised you? Whose journey felt the most profound? And if you want more deep dives into hidden lives shaped by power, subscribe to Inside Their World, hit the bell, and share this video far and wide. This is Inside Their World, where we don't just look at power, we step inside it. See you next time.